everyone, this is Prisha Behel, head girl from World 1 School, and joining me is Danisha Sharma and Nainika Yanamula from Grade 10. Welcome to a podcast, Greatness Inspired. This is the first episode which is being released on the birthday of our revered chairman, Dr. Lau Ratea. Wishing you a very happy birthday, sir. May you get the best of everything that life has to offer.
The last 2 decades have seen a conspicuous drift in the field of education. Technological inventions and steady pedagogical transformations are leading learners towards the digital era where innovative learning products and solutions will change the course of their future. From chalkboards to smartboards, handbooks to ebooks, projectors to augmented reality, physical classrooms to virtual learning spaces, and textbooks to tablets. The adoption and adaptation of technology has become an elixir for acquiring quality education and augmenting students' learning experience.
Yes, Nainika, there has been a lot of changes over the years.
Can you believe this was envisioned by a great man 45 years back? He was the seed to give quality education to the people from rural areas. Can you guess the name of this inspiring educationist who has dedicated his entire life to a noble cause?
Yes, of course. Without a doubt, it's the founder of Vignan Group of Institutes and Vignan University. Our chairman, sir, Dr. Lau Ratea.
Through this podcast, we will be delving into the fascinating story of this epitome of hard work and success. We will be shining a spotlight on the remarkable life and achievements of our dear chairman, sir, the man who has transformed the educational landscape of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana.
In this great personality's honor, the book titled Padandi Munduku is penned by journalist Aruna Papu and captures the life and times of Dr. Ratea. Its English translation, called The Great Ascent, is done by Dr. Sanjeev Rao. The book is divided into 33 chapters, and in each episode, we will be talking about 2 chapters. The book is written in a very fluid style, capturing the entire gamut of emotions and captures several life-changing moments in the life of Dr. Ratea.
So everyone, let's embark together on this remarkable journey.
This story starts with a person who is thrilled to become a secretary of a college, and that too in such a small place. Is it such a big thing to become the secretary of a college?
No, Prisha, I don't think that is a big deal.
Well, a big story lies in the answer to this question.
He is from Pedanandipadu, a village located in the Guntur district, Andhra Pradesh. He was born on 20th July 1952. His mother was Tulsamma and father was Ankamma. His father was not educated much but wished his children could be educated. Not only him, but all other farmers of the village also used to think the same. They were extremely progressive. So, farmers along with the peasants had set up Pedanandipadu College of Arts and Science Educational Institute for Children by raising donations collectively.
These were the times. If you wanted to get any job, you either had to carry a letter of recommendation or you had to offer some kind of bribe. Whereas, in this case, neither did he have the letter of recommendation nor the financial status, but only a degree of chemistry in his hand. Every college he had approached for the job only gave him disappointment.
But when one man from the village showed him sympathy, he replied saying, "The 20 of you need not pity me for being a poor man and give me the job. I will offer jobs to 20 people someday."
Wow, what an attitude! Such belief in one's own capabilities.
Yes, what we learn from this is that we all should exhibit great mental stability and restraint in all the circumstances and not lose composure.
Absolutely, Danisha. I'm sure everyone in their life got rejected or might get in future years. But what's important is that we should know how to tackle that. We should know how to move on, recognize our mistakes, and not repeat those, and look for more better opportunities. Because life is all about learning, we should learn from our mistakes and take the failure in a positive way and achieve our goal.
Yeah, Prisha, I totally agree with that.
By the time he was appointed as the secretary at the same College of Arts and Science, where he was rejected once as a teacher, he had understood that BA, BSc would be almost outdated in some time. He was a member of the village's community, which was largely poor, but he never considered it to be a curse. He was certain that he shouldn't grow up hearing, "We don't have it." He was committed to getting to a place in life where it every single thing. So, he made the decision to begin MBA and MCA studies. He personally went and tried to get the authorizations. Because such typically expensive and professional courses were rarely within their means, even the students made the most of it. Many amongst these students currently hold prestigious positions in society.
You know how we can achieve success? When we are foresighted, we are determined and keep trying again and again until success embraces us.
Well said. Being foresighted helps you in achieving your goals. Like working with AI and coding in these times would definitely give you an advantage in future.
Indeed, it would be quite helpful with our future goals.
Coming back to Sir's life, he didn't start going to school until he was 5. After turning 5, he was sent to his grandparents. Patibandla Ramadasu was his grandfather. He did not attend school when he was a boy, but he was well versed in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Because of this, Sir's grandfather used to have him repeat poems he had already memorized.
Grandparents always have a special place in our heart.
Yes, if one says there are things that are greater than one's parents and native place, he did not quite agree with that. These two factors do play an invaluable role in the development of a person, but he also understood the importance of other things as well. It is said that in those times, tiffin meals like upma, idli, dosa, etc. weren't any common like they are now. Instead of having meals like this, they would also have decent meals 3 times a day. In those times, mango pickle was also considered as luxury. It's so hard to believe that so much has changed from generation to generation.
Truly, so much has changed. And also, don't you think that village kids are more steadfast and prepared for the ups and downs that life is known to bring? But they're just not good at knowing their own capabilities, nor do they have great exposure to the world. Thus, they tend to develop a sense of inferiority about themselves. This shyness continued throughout their lives. Thus, the countryman in us still somewhat feels uncomfortable in so called hi fi places.
But nowadays, it's more of a mixed bag. We have students from all walks of life in our classes, studying together, helping each other. But of course, each one with their own strengths and challenges.
Speaking about diverse backgrounds, we have classmates who come from various locations. Our cultural differences, however, never served as a barrier between us, and instead they served to deepen our connection.
Absolutely, Nainika.
Coming back to Sir's story, his uncle was his first ever teacher. His uncle used to teach him letters, numbers, and poems at his home. Pedanandi Padu School has a history of 100 years.
His school was 3 kilometers from his home, and he also had to walk home for lunch. So, from home to school and back to home every day, he had to walk almost 12 kilometers.
12 kilometers! That's a long walk. I'm sure in those days, kids did not even need to devote extra time for exercise unlike today.
And he used to walk bare feet, and his feet used to get burnt. But this pain disappeared because of a silver lining. Subbayama was her name, a very pretty girl. By looking at her, he used to forget the pain. It might sound funny, but these are what are called memories of childhood.
His school was nice and had good teachers and an excellent science lab, which helped him grasp science on a deeper level. When he was in 7th and 8th grade, he used to attend extra classes at Sri Koteswar Rao's house. The teacher never anticipated getting paid by the kids. His Telugu instructor, Sri Nazar, made a lasting impression on him because he taught the children as much about life as he did about their lessons.
Isn't it amazing how some teachers leave their mark on us for life? According to me, teacher should be the one who doesn't teach from books, but from heart. The influence a teacher has on the students is huge. No matter what, a student always looks up to the teacher for help and guidance. Teachers are truly like a second parents.
I agree, Prisha.
Sir was named after his grandfather, and he was also the first child in his family who had gone to school. In those days, they would have to walk large distances every day, and so this got them very tired. In regard to this, they would fall asleep in evening while studying. Since there was no electricity back then, they used to have an oil lamp from which a sir had burned his hair several times.
Whoa, that's so funny. I mean, but we should be glad that we're not going through it.
This very well shows the gradual differences between then and now. With such minimal resources, also, such great heights can be achieved. We should be grateful even for the smallest things in our lives and try to make the most of it.
Now we have almost everything from technology to basic needs. I went to this mountain like area in Dehradun, which was a life changing experience where the basic facilities were minimal. The people, they were totally used to living a life without electricity, no proper Wi Fi, etc. They still followed olden day procedures. It felt so lively there, and what can I say? That was the beauty of that place. From this experience, I can say that life isn't hard if you learn to adjust. And honestly, I'm still amazed by my time there.
Continuing our story. Sir used to sit between two hardworking students. He was a little different. He used to listen to the lessons and then fall asleep, but always answered the questions asked to him. How so?
Well, Sir used to put his textbooks in a corner of his classroom because he could understand a lesson after just one reading or hearing. Before his final exams, he wanted to at least turn the pages of his books, but he could never locate them. As a result, his friend Kota Subbarao used to divide his own notes into three sections, reading two while Sir read the third. The irony is that Sir used to perform better than others who kept their books organized.
As said by a sir, that to control and conquer a heart that is agitated over every issue, small or big, is indeed the first step towards success in anybody's life. For him, it was his poverty that made this success easy, as stated in his book. Poverty taught him that he did not have to be educated for the sake of his parents, but for his own sake and well being. He had grown up in a place where greenery was at its point, and that was also something which gave him the idea of great stability and self restraint. It is quite amazing to see how small things were taken as motivation, which kept him determined to continue. He sure had his ups and downs, but still managed to stick to his goal with a positive mindset.
The first two chapters show great qualities of motivation, willpower, and perseverance. It also gives us an insight about how, when you are on the road to success, nothing in a way should ever stop you from going forward.
For example, when COVID 19 struck us, we were extremely frightened. None of us were prepared. Our mode of study changed overnight. We had to adjust and adapt, but at the end, we conquered.
So, this brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you to our listeners for tuning into Greatness Inspired.
Keep an eye out for the upcoming episode, which will be released after a fortnight as we continue our amazing journey on this extraordinary adventure. See you soon again.